going to say, you look just as cool now, Peter, as you did 20 years ago, and that is actually a compliment. So, I'd forgotten what Brenda's poem was about. Since it's about time, I'm going to start with a different one than I was going to start with. But it actually reminded me of last time I did my quick hit. I recited from memory what I thought was the shortest poem I know. But it occurs to me I know an even shorter poem, which I'm also going to recite from memory first, and that is "Time is running out." Yeah, that's not mine. That's not mine. It's a guy from grade 3, my grade 3 class. Anyway, somewhere back there. Anyway, here's another one about time. "My troubles are all in the past," he told me, "but that ain't so great. That's how I know they'll last and last. You want to get it over fast, you think, but let me tell you straight. My troubles are all in the past, and ain't a one I'll yet outlast. There ain't a one that's lost any weight. That's how I know they'll last and last." He breathed a sigh, and eyes downcast, he paused as if to contemplate. "My troubles all are in the past," he said again, and then aghast kept on and didn't hesitate. "That's how I know they'll last and last." Again he would repeat, steadfast, as though he couldn't overstate. "My troubles all are in the past. That's how I know they'll last and last." It was a villanelle. I've been wanting to write a villanelle for, Leonard Cohen's villanelle for Our Time, which is actually a poem by F.R. Scott that he set to music on Dear Heather, an album from 15, 20 years ago. I've been wanting to write a villanelle, and then it finally came out. Anyway, I also wanted to write a poem for Advent. Since Advent, this is the first week of Advent, and I was wanting to write an Advent poem for the occasion. And the other day it occurred to me there's this word adventitious. It's one of those words that it's a word I know and I have no idea what it means. And so I looked it up, and still not entirely clear on how to use this word, except that there's this one example of its use that I could relate to personally, which is there are these things called adventitious roots on plants. So adventitious things, it turns out, are things that like come to places where they don't seem to belong. So adventitious roots are roots that grow on the stem of a plant rather than at the base. So that was a thing that's familiar to me because I grow squash, and so as a gardener you learn that when you're growing squash you ought to bury sections of the stem because they'll root. And so if something happens to the base of the plant, like you get squash borers boring into the stem of your squash and it kills the base of the plant, then they're adventitious roots. Well, I didn't know they were called that, but anyway, that's a little background, so you know what I'm talking about here. It's an Advent poem of some kind. Anyway, I'll just read it then. "The pumpkin vine meanders out from where its roots first sprung into the earth and seeks the sun on winding paths, avoiding spots of shadow cast by all its neighbors near and far. And everywhere it ventures, all along its stems are hopeful nodes that would turn into adventitious roots to ground its further wanderings, if only they can rest for long enough on fertile soil. And with enough of these, it can survive if it's cut off from where it started out. It seems that this one vine could go around the world, rerooting and rerooting as it goes, and bring to ever further dawns its golden blooms, which every now and then may happen to produce a fruit or not. But soon enough the winter's advent ends, the brief adventure of the pumpkin vine."